Good afternoon, and I've got a few hours to myself today, so I'll spend it slowly progressing with the Confederates from the Perry Battler box set, which I received last month. I've managed to complete a Confederate regiment, and I'm now doing a few bits and pieces. For example, I'll show you that in greater detail in a moment, the regiment, but when I swapped the Viking on my Viking army with Stephen for his rather nice Confederates. Stephen based his figures on a 40mm square base, 4 figures to the base, whereas I normally do 5 or 6 figures on a 45x40. But when you have 7 40mm bases, the comparison is hardly noticeable when you play Black Powder. So I can get away with keeping Stephen's basing because I don't know what he based that stuff in, but it's like armour plate, so I didn't really roll the damage in any of the figures. But that said, it's quite nice to try and match the figures and basing that Stephen's done, and very good too. I broke the regiments down, which I received, down into 7 bases, which is 28 figures. Say I normally like the look of 30 plus figures, but I'm getting used to it, I must admit. And we played a game down the club a couple of weeks ago, an Antietam game, and once the figures are on the table, there's no, you don't notice it. So that's what I was trying to say, that I made up the regiments from Stephen's figures, and I was short of a few bases, and so what I've been doing is, for example, this one here, I've been trying to match in the painting style and basing style of Stephen's stuff, so I can just get all the regiments of equal size. That's what I was trying to say. But more of that later. I'll show you what I'm doing. There's some early war Zouaves which I received. I'm not too sure about the regiments. Obviously, being Confederate, the Zouave uniforms disappear quite quickly, very quickly. And so I've just, the Zouave set, you receive a few Zouaves in the big box set, and I'm just trying to match in 12 figures to make the existing regiments into standard sizes. At the moment, there's small, what I class as small size bases. Regiment, sorry. But that's it, really. It's been a very quiet hobby time recently. I'm enthused, but everyday life seems to be getting in the way. And hopefully got a game this weekend at the club, which I'm looking forward to. And again, it will be another ACW game because we're getting the hang of the rules now after quite some time. Always forget the odd one or two, but I think we generally muddle through, and it's normally at least a good 10 minutes before we have to consult the rule book, which is progress, I think. The regiment I've finished painting is from the original box set by Perry, the Perrys, and I do like those figures. They're straight up, straight down figures, and all we've got to do really is put the caps or kepis on, or slouch hats, whereas the later boxes are a bit more fiddly, and so I'll be attempting those next, I think. Anyway, I'll show you in more detail what I've done. And once again, thanks to everybody for watching. I'm enjoying everybody's videos. I'm not getting enough time to reply at the moment. So time is limited. It's a bit frustrating, I must admit. I find my cabin time and my painting time is my wind down time after work. Well, hopefully this latest phase of life will get past, and we'll get back to normal. Anyway, I'll show you this stuff. Right, so first up is the Confederate regiment in rather bright, tidy, early war uniforms. Makes a change from all the butternut, etc. Again, basic paint jobs, dry brush and, wash, dry brush, and then more time in the flesh tones. And they're very easy figures to paint. And yes, I do like these. They're basic, but you can get through the figures in quite a short time if you have the time. So that's that one. And what was I saying about the width of the unit? As you see, I much prefer figures shoulder to shoulder when it comes to marching poses. You can have a bit more leeway, I think, when you have more figures in action poses and firing lines, etc. But the actual width compared to what I normally base my figures to, that's a Union regiment, and so it's a minimal difference there, and black powder is quite forgiving and things like that, as long as you use a bit of common sense. And for years we've been playing Napoleonics with 32-man Prussian battalions and 36-man French, so it doesn't make any difference. But on the eye, I do like the figures rather jammed in together like this unit at the back. So that's the first. Now, with regards to Stephen's rather nice Confederates, for example, this unit here, a bit of a ragtag unit, nicely painted, nicely based, and it's short one base, so I've just painted up this one. And again, the same painting method, slightly different basing, but once that goes on the end, I don't think it looks too dissimilar. I had to go and buy some 3mm MDF bases. Mine are normally in 2mm. I didn't want that discrepancy there. But as noted, my next, after the Zouaves I'm painting, for example, I'm going to take these two out, these marching poses. That will leave me 5 firing line and action poses, so I need to replace these two with 2 more bases of similar pose. And then this one will then become, I'll add 5 bases to these. And just to bring them all in line with each other. That's that there. And the Zouaves I inherited. And these guys here, again very nicely painted, and I assume these are the 6th North Carolina, but I could be wrong. I'm not aware of the uniform. I looked down a bit, look at these a bit closely. Again, nicely finished, nicely painted and finished, and it looks like a wolf grey jacket. So what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to match the colours in, and then I'll give this a wash. I think it's had a black wash rather than Agrax. Agrax always looks a bit dirty on greys, so I think I might do a watered down black wash, and then 4 more figures will bring that up to a standard unit, and hopefully I'll get around about 17-18 units all told. I think that's it. So I've got a little bit of nice work to do, and painting 4 figures, or I've got another unit of Zouaves that need 8 figures. It's quite a nice, easy sort of paint job. Okay, that's it. When I have more figures and painted completed, I'll give a progress report. Thanks for watching.